It is Staci Hutch, Say Too Much, live from the Minnesota State Fair at the KS95 booth. Man, it has been a long state fair.
It has. 12 days is a long time.
You know how they have the 12 days of Christmas?
Yeah, 12.
It's nothing like that. It is. This is nothing like the 12 days of Christmas. There is no present every day.
But it does smell a lot like pigs and cows.
Just like Christmas.
Like Chris.
Hey,
Yeah.
we, by the way, earlier in the week, we had an awesome interview with Gracie and Clyde.
Yeah.
Lawrence the band. They opened for the Jonas Brothers.
And you know what? Soon they will be opening for themselves because they're that wonderful. So talented. They're brother and sister, and they've been singing together since he was 5 or 4 and she was like under 1.
Those dynamics have to be crazy, you know, brother and sister, because I know how Nash and Skylar fight. I know me and my sister, you and your sister and brother.
Oh, you and me.
Yeah, but to be able to work together
Right.
and do that is insane.
Yeah, and they pick up on cues from each other. Just like you just sort of know what the other's going to do because you know each other so well. And when they make music together, it's pretty magical. And so I had a chance to talk with them, and here's how it went. We're just going to talk with these fine folks here. This is Lawrence.
Hello. How's it going?
Gracie and Clyde, and they are siblings, and they are a band. A 9-piece at this point. You guys...
8-piece.
Oh,
but
8.
yeah.
Oh, sorry. I added one more.
Are you trying to join?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'd like that. And you guys actually, you are opening for Jonas Brothers.
Yeah.
Tonight. What's it been like touring with Jonas Brothers?
It's been amazing. I mean, they're a sibling band. We're a sibling band. It's felt pretty cosmic and right. And Clyde actually worked on their most recent album, The Album, so he
Really?
had known them a little bit beforehand.
Oh, that's cool. Now, you guys have been singing together for a long time. You were 1 and you were 5?
Something like that. I mean, we've been playing forever.
It's amazing to me because I saw like a little video somewhere. I was just doing some Googling and it came up. And you could play piano and you were a pretty good singer at 5.
Yeah, I mean, I think that from a young age, I was playing a lot of piano. Gracie was doing a lot of singing. And then over time, kind of, I didn't really start taking singing super seriously until a little later. But yeah, luckily, we really took to it super, super young.
Yeah, you're both sort of born performers. Your parents are both performers. Your mom, dance teacher. Your dad's in film. And so
He's actually a writer, so
he's a
very
writer.
behind the scenes,
Yeah.
not so much a performer. But
Yeah,
we
he's
kind of had
probably-
got a little bit of both of their skills of like performer and writer.
Right. So you guys are just sort of like, well, this is it. This is what people do. They're just, out there doing stuff. So you just didn't really ever feel shy or anything. You're just sort of out there.
I mean, I think that, like Clyde said before, we kind of actually come from it at different angles. I always felt really comfortable performing and knew I wanted to do that. And I think Clyde came from it in a very songwriting focused, behind the scenes way. And I think then we sort of picked up each other's skills along the way. But
I
yeah,
definitely
think,
did not think of myself as a performer until much later in life.
Oh. So Gracie, you actually were on stage at one point.
Yeah, many
Broadway.
points. Yeah, I was on Broadway when I was a kid, and then been in lots of theater and movies and television. And
I'm a total
now-
theater nerd, so I'm like,
Oh, really?
I bond in your brain. That's
Oh, I
really
love
exciting.
that. Yeah.
Okay, so let me ask you this. You were 6 and you wrote a song, and it was considered for a movie. You want to tell us about that?
Yeah, well, I wrote when I was like 5 years old. Our dad was working on a movie called Miss Congeniality, and I ended up writing a song that ended up being the theme song of that movie, which was kind of a fun, random bullet point of
Who
our
else
life.
can say they wrote a song for a movie as a youngster in grade school?
Yeah.
Not me. And then you did it again.
Yeah, well, I've since written and we've performed music for a bunch of different movies
Yeah, but
and
you were
TV
13
shows.
the next time.
That's true.
I just
That is
think
true.
that is so cool.
Yeah.
You guys are so cool. I just
Thank
love
you.
that about you. And I watched a video too of you guys. It was like a documentary thing. You're just going to go look for clothes for your band, I think. And you're going to like a Goodwill or a thrift store. And
Yeah.
you're like, let's just get this cool t-shirt. And it was like $4.
That's actually low key my favorite part of this job is the assignment to go shopping. Is I take that on with a lot of pride. cried.
I just think you guys are super fun. Your
Thank
music's
you.
amazing.
Thank you.
And what I love about it, who does the most writing? Do you both just do it equally, or who likes to write more?
We both love to write. Yeah, we kind of bring little snippets of songs to each other, and Clyde's obviously like a prodigy on piano and every instrument, and so I need his help a lot of the time. But we collaborate on everything.
What's nice being a sibling, you can really trust each other.
Exactly.
And you kind of probably do you have like an instinct between the two of you? It's like, oh, she's about to sing this. No.
I barely know him, so not really. No.
We stay pretty distant.
Yeah, it's just business.
We definitely have like a shared set of references, whether it's like a deep cut song from an artist that we love or some random song that was like in a commercial when we were kids and we're like, oh, let's kind of rip off that melody or like let's do something inspired by that. Things that like probably people that aren't siblings wouldn't be able to connect over.
So what's your new single titled?
Our new song is called I'm Confident That I'm Insecure.
And this is one you wrote, right?
Well, we write everything together.
Oh, you do?
But
Okay.
Yeah, so I would say that I probably initiated this one. But yeah, I wrote the beginnings of it during COVID when I was feeling kind of low. I think that's something a lot of people can relate to, feeling very odd during that period of time when you're kind of alone in your house. And then just wanted to write like a stream of consciousness about feeling confident and insecure at the same time.
And it's from the album Hotel TV.
Nope.
No.
It's actually, our last album is called Hotel TV.
Okay. And
This
this
is
one's
a
called?
new single, and it's not on an album yet. So.
Oh, you don't have? Well, that's no
This is
wonder
the
I was
start
confused.
of the new album cycle.
Okay, so do you have a title for it yet?
Yeah, but we're not going to tell it
It's
to
a
you.
secret.
Yeah.
Okay, well, we'll just wait until we find
Yeah,
out
stay
later.
tuned. We're going to have some more singles coming out soon, and that will eventually culminate in an album that you will know the title to at some point.
All right. Well, we don't have instruments, so I guess we can't do a little song for everybody, but we are very excited about you guys opening tonight. So what time will you hit the stage at the
I think we're
grandstand?
on at 7.
7 sharp,
Yeah.
and there might be a line, so if you want to come check it out, get in maybe 6:30 or whatever it is, but it's going to be really fun.
And it's sold out. So we're bummed about that, but those of you
wow.
who have tickets,
Yeah.
lucky you. Well,
see
thanks
you guys
for
in there.
joining us.
Thank you so much.
Nice to
Appreciate it.
meet you.
Nice
I'm a
to
big
meet you.
fan, so have fun tonight.
Thank
Welcome
you.
to Minnesota.
Thank you
Thank
very
you.
much.
Thanks for having
Thank
us.
you so much, everyone.
They are absolutely amazing and super talented. It's one of those things where
Yeah.
you're just like, wow, they know what they're doing. And you're right. I think brother, sister, you look at Billie Eilish and Phineas.
Yep.
And they just gel so well, and the music they create is sometimes better than a single artist would be able to do.
And you can't break up the band. Because you're going to see each
How's
other.
your brother been?
You can't break up the band because you're going to see each other at Thanksgiving.
I mean,
and
I
Christmas.
just picture Lois and Al trying to start a band, or you and your brother, or you and your. It just doesn't seem the same. You have to have that special connection that they
You
have.
really do, and they have such unique voices, and he especially, I think, sounds so soulful, and he sounded like that since he was, like in grade school, or
Yeah.
not grade school, in junior high maybe.
Yeah, it's again one of those things that you have to have that special connection as brother and sister, but you also have to be able to work together.
Right, and they're both musical, so
Yeah.
and she was on Broadway. She was on Brighton Beach Memoirs. I think she also was in Les Mis, I believe. I could be wrong. Don't quote me.
Let me tell you too. As you watch this, the fair is already over, but. Your favorite food from the fair? I know for me, as we talk about, everyone talks about food. Mancini's had a really good wine with a Bellini, but they had the porchetta wings, which are pork, and they're so delicious. The seasoning on them is just great.
I would say my favorite new food was probably the drive-in, the Blue Moon Drive-in, the Irish.
Oh yes,
Irish butter
ice
ice
cream.
cream
Yeah.
over the cinnamon toast. My favorite adult beverage was the boozy shake.
Oh, that was really good at Andy's Grill.
Yes.
I hope that comes back next year
Me too.
because they also have the caramel apple seltzer, but this boozy shake.
I had that.
beats
That was
it.
okay, but it was okay. But I got caramel in my hair, and I didn't like that because caramel in your hair is not good.
Is
and then, but it was good though. It was fine. And my favorite other food, not savory, was the churros dipped in caramel sauce, and that will make your teeth ache, but it's so good.
There is a running theme with you. Caramel.
I love candy and
Caramel. Caramel, as she
depends
says.
how you say it. I mean, it depends on the item. That's how you pronounce
Us Southerners say caramel.
It depends.
And the
Is-
sophisticated people go,
Well, it could be a caramel apple or caramel apple. Either way, it just depends on how it flows in the sentence.
Well, there you go. That is Staci Hutch. Say Too Much. Thanks for coming out to the Minnesota State Fair. We'll see you again in a year. But of course, keep watching Staci Hutch Say Too Much right on YouTube or listen to it wherever you get your podcasts.
See you on the radio. All right, guys. Hey, welcome to part of our podcast that we're doing right now. Staci and Hutch Say Too Much. Ross, our producer, is going to be part of this because, well, we just can't get rid of him. And we have special guests from the Minnesota State Fair. This is what we're doing on this probably hottest day of the fair this time. And we've invited some of our most intriguing guests today from A to Z Creamery. It's Zach.
Thanks for having me.
And also from, you're new for me, it's Emily from Granny's Apples and Lemonade.
It's good to see you.
So you guys are collaborating, but first let's talk to Zach and tell us how A to Z Creamery started.
So A to Z Creamery, that was a business that was built during COVID. Long story short, I had a sales job. And since I couldn't meet with my customers and clients, I had a lot of time at home in between meetings and started making ice cream for fun. I would post about it on social media, the power of Instagram these days. And I started making a different flavor every day, every other day, and people would ask if they could buy it. And at the time, I was just making it for fun, and then when the demand got high enough, I'd have 100+ people asking if they could buy it, and I only had 2 pints available. And then from there, it just grew, created a business, and it's now, can't believe we're actually at the fair.
Emily, tell us about your business with the with apples and the lemonade.
Yeah, definitely. So Granny's Apples and Lemonade has actually been at the fair for 37 years. My grandma and her business partner started it. Caramel Apple Sundaes was one of their original food items, and then they added lemonade to the menu and Apple Crisp later on. And we kind of have been helping her the last couple of years, and we looked to revamp the menu, and were inspired by Zach and his amazing flavors and approached him about a partnership.
After 37 years, at what point did you know you were going to be doing this year in and year out? At some point growing up, you probably went, oh, I'm going to be at the fair every year.
Yeah, it's just in your blood. You're like, this is what we do. So it's fun. We enjoy it.
Is Grandma still around?
She is. She is at the fair every day on her scooter, riding around, visiting with people. She loves it.
How did you guys decide to get together then and do something?
Yeah, so we approached Zach. We're big A to Z fans, animals, as they call them. We stood in line, weekly to win the ice cream, and we emailed him like, hey, we kind of want to have a conversation with you about coming to the fair. He thought we were joking. We're like, no, we're really serious. And it kind of formed from there.
Now you brought some things for us to enjoy, so why don't you tell us, one of you tell us what we're having while we have it.
And what Staci doesn't know is this is the only reason why I came up here to do this.
Yes,
was for the taste
I was like,
testing.
we cannot, because we were originally, since Hutch had to leave, we were like, well, let's just not do it then. I'm like, no, we're doing this.
Yes.
We are doing this.
I'm a rabid fan of things like this. So,
Yeah, so we have ice
what should I
cream.
try first?
So we have ice cream and lemonade. There's a standard lemonade, and then there's a strawberry lemonade. Both I'm talking on Emily's behalf, but hand squeezed, homemade. And then we have the ice cream, which is an spiced apple ice cream.
Are we going to share germs here?
Yeah.
Spiced apple ice cream with a brown sugar oat crumble and a salted caramel swirl.
Oh,
Strawberry?
Yes.
that is so good.
Not saying just because I'm teaming up with Granny's, but this is the best lemonade at the fair. It's that good.
It's pretty good.
It's good.
Is there fresh fruit in here? Is
Fresh
that
strawberries.
legit
Yep.
fresh strawberry?
Yep, fresh
Wow.
strawberry. No powders or anything. The real stuff.
Okay, you need the strawberry lemonade. That's my endorsement. That's really good.
What's this one, Zach?
That's the apple crisp ice cream. We're calling it apple of Granny's eye, so a little twist on the saying apple of my eye. And once we get spoons here.
On the phone there, do we have any utensils here?
Yes, in the back.
I'll go get some.
They're right. Can you just run to that?
Is this the same?
Do you want to grab spoons?
Oh, somebody found him.
So the flavor was inspired by an apple crisp that used to be on the menu, and we wanted to recreate it in ice cream form. And we thought getting the most apple flavor would be put it directly into the ice cream. So we use a real apple cider concentrate, so it's all real ingredients. And then we swirled in caramel and then a brown sugar oat crumble. So you get a little crunchy, you get a little sweet and salty with the swirl, and then a bunch of apple flavor.
I know we're all sweaty and gross, but that's so good I'd hug you. Like, that's incredible.
Thank you.
That literally tastes like apple crisp with ice cream.
Yeah.
So
So
good.
we know there's a lot of good options for good vanilla ice creams down here at the Dairy Building, but we wanted something to stand out, something with a little bit more flavor, a little bit
Yeah.
more unique, which goes along with the A to Z branding as well.
I would fight you for it, and I would win.
You would win. Yeah, 100% you would.
Okay, so
I think there might be a few extra in here that I can
Oh,
just
yeah.
hand out. Is that
Yeah.
legal?
Oh my gosh.
Why
Perfect.
not?
Who wants
Yeah.
one?
my question
we got a
next
gentleman right up
is,
front.
Because,
There you go.
Okay, quiet now. Because your ice cream is so popular and you don't make a lot of it,
Yep.
can you explain? Because Hutch turned me on to your ice cream and your very funny videos on Instagram. Can you explain how you do get your product out? What people need to do? Because it is a
Yes.
little different.
It is a very different business model. So our store is in Hopkins on Main Street, 703 Main Street. It's not a retail storefront where you can just walk in at any time. So it is a little different business model. It's all pre-order. So you pre-order online on the website, and then we give you about 5 or 6 different pickup slots, and then you pick it up during any one of those times. And then we have a new flavor that comes out every week, and we'll announce that on Instagram or via emails. And they're all very interesting, unique, funky flavors. The last few have been pina colada, scotcheroo. So we really do anything and everything,
Are you-
including something like this.
Are you taking those when random people say you should try this, or is it just you being the mad scientist?
I mean, a little bit of both. I do get a ton of emails and Instagram messages about flavor suggestions, and I mean, I listen to every single one. They might not all happen, but we at least take them we note them all and see if they'll potentially come up down the road.
Do you have a history or a background in food or anything?
I really don't.
Just like it.
My mom and my grandma, they've always been really big bakers. They love cooking. I've always been around, food in the kitchen. I've always been that grandchild or child that's loved being in the kitchen my whole life. And I think just when I had that extra time during COVID, it just gave me an opportunity to really capitalize on what I love to do. And it grew into a business.
What's very irritating though, Zach, is you're so thin. You're an ice cream man.
I think
Yes.
that's what I mostly want to know right now.
Yeah.
I was a college athlete, so I think just kind of in my genes, and I let myself stay pretty thin by it being in the gym.
Are you a
and
runner?
working out and
See,
little
that's
bit
it,
of a runner.
Stacy.
Yeah, that's it. All right.
I gotta put work into it, is what I'm being
Surprising,
told.
when you're around ice cream every single day, you don't really get the itch to eat a ton
get
of it.
that.
I guess I understand
I try
that.
it, I make sure everything's okay, I move on. So I never really sit down and just house a whole pint.
Well, that makes sense, I guess.
Where are you guys located at the fair?
Yeah,
For
so
people who are
we're,
walking on by.
We're over in the food building next to the garage door by the Ballpark Cafe, right next to Peter's Wieners inside.
All right. Delicious stuff,
Awesome.
you guys. Really
Thank
amazing.
you so much. I'm gonna finish
Of course.
that.
Yes.
I'm so glad you came by on the hottest day. We better eat that fast.
Yes.
I'll be drinking it if I don't eat it
I
fast.
know you're right. Thanks for coming by.
Thanks.
So
Yeah,
nice
thanks for
to
having
meet
us.
you.
Thank
both.
you.